Thousands of demonstrators marched and rallied in Minneapolis today, calling for an end to the immigration enforcement operation.
I mean, I'm standing here with my neighbors, right? I mean, I can't sit at home while my city is being terrorized.
Protesters chanted the names of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, two people who were shot and killed by federal officers. They also chanted that immigrants are welcome in their city and that protesting is not a crime. The march was organized by advocacy groups including the Twin Cities Coalition for Justice and the Minnesota Immigration Rights Action Committee. Jeffrey Bloodworth, political analyst at Gannon University, joins us now. Jeffrey, good evening and thank you for your time.
Glad to be here.
So, reports of over 300 protests across the United States over the weekend. I'm curious, what is it that you're really seeing taking place across the country today?
Well, I think you're seeing that people are just kind of gobsmackingly angry. Federal agents roaming the streets, masked, pulling Americans and documented and undocumented folks out of their homes. This is something that is outside of the American experience. It's shocking. And, I think we see polls that show 60% of Americans are saying that ICE has gone too far.
ICE, as we know, has become a major legal flashpoint as well. Tell us more about that.
Well, I mean, it is what President Trump has done with the first bit of legislation that he passed, his big, beautiful bill, is he created legislatively his own private police force that is answerable only to him. And this is outside of American politics. This is something that hasn't happened before. And right now there are suits that are asking federal judges to to put some guardrails around how the president can deploy these officers, which are, easily outnumber by several thousand the number of officers that are in Minneapolis, for instance. And so this is what we're seeing in the courts, and is that they're trying to put some guardrails around something in real time that has never existed in American history, where the president literally has a private police force that he can deploy at his own choosing.
Yeah, and I asked you that question because as we speak, news has also come in about the federal judge today denying the request to block ICE search in Minneapolis. So we have to see how that continues to play out as well in terms of the legal fight. But on the other hand, the other flashpoint continues to remain, Jeffrey, the cooperation between federal agents in states versus local enforcement. Is there any change at all in terms of positioning from either of the levels of the government on that matter?
Well, it seems that Republican officials in the Senate, that they're not going to continue funding ICE until they can create some guardrails. And so there's some real friction, as we've seen, between state and local officials and ICE. But President Trump is under significant pressure, and that you see that the president has promised to change his tactics, and he's talked about de-escalating in Minneapolis. So we're seeing signs of federal and local officials kind of coming together and trying to de-escalate in Minneapolis for the time being. So I think for now, what we might see in the coming weeks is kind of a ratcheting down of the pressure and some more cooperation.
Jeffrey, we know that midterms are a little away, but nevertheless this year, how do you think all of this polarization is politically impacting both whether it's Trump or the Democrats? Well,
look, the Democrats are raising an enormous amount of money off of this. There's an enormous amount of energy. I think everyone understands, Republicans understand privately, the House is gone. This can put the Senate in jeopardy. You think about Maine, which is a Republican-held seat, Susan Collins. North Carolina, Tom Tillis is retiring, and Roy Cooper is a popular Democratic governor who looks to have a very good shot at winning what is a very close 50-50 state. And so politically, this is damaging the Republicans, and Republicans in Congress know this. And Democrats are mobilizing and are raising a lot of money and have a lot of energy. Everyone I speak to in Pennsylvania, they see a blue wave coming, and Republicans are going to pay price.
Jeffrey Bloodworth, appreciate your time and expertise. Thank you for joining us tonight.